the question has come in from my 3 peoples in my life. Are you okay? Well, hell no. Ending the 4th week of being mobile homing is not okay. But I am doing it with agency. I am doing it with style. I am trying to create my own right livelihood. Because I have something so crucial to share. Because my whole life I've been a neglected child that nobody's paid appropriate attention to. Now, this was a gift. Because only when you live a life of so much isolation, and then you contact a disease, mold exposure, that makes you a hermit, that makes you self-isolate, as you become allergic to people, how they smell. And not how the people themselves smell, how all the stuff the people mistakenly think smells good that they apply to themselves, but also the amount of carbon monoxide the average citizen of the U.S. of hypocrisy generates. It's the carbon monoxide, that's done my head in. But more specifically, I am a classic case of nervous breakdown. But of course, there's nothing hysterical about me, because I'm non-binary. I identify comedically as a black man. What I mean to say is, identify with the challenges that the society has placed on black men. And being that they are one of my favorite categories of humans, both in real life and via the screens, I identify with rap, with just about every one of the stand-up comics. I don't get Kevin Hart. He stands out. Maybe I just didn't get the right. But nah, everyone ain't for everyone. And I'm for very few people. But I am for I can't pick a word that you won't get the wrong opinion of, except for my own. My niche is world evolvers. And I'm telling you, they are black men, 30 to 70. Keep widening that up. For no other reason than because I like to talk specifically about topics that I believe are pertinent to the freedom of black men in the U.S. of hypocrisy. Now, I've been apprenticing myself to just about everyone. First it was Robin Williams, then Eddie Murphy showed up, of course. Eddie. Leaving America? Is that a future franchise? I don't know. I'm ready to shout it out. Yes, I'm perfectly in control of what I'm doing. What I'm not in control of is that nobody's even listening to me. So that means that I get frustrated over when this period of constraints. Why should a human have to be forced to die because of a lack of money when she so very clearly is dedicating every single second to figuring out how to create the work that she can do? Now look, this toxic mold exposure, it altered my brain. I have reverse of just significant amounts of dysfunction. But I'm not in any way, shape, or form able to do a job as it's currently envisioned in the U.S. of hypocrisy. You got to take orders. And, that's a double entendre. For myself, it's more like, the orders of rich people go around shopping for them. I'm not opposed to, someone asking me to do something and me carrying out that task. But from my very earliest days, right, everyone is always wanted tasks completed in some rudimentary, linear, non-thinking way. And if you give me a task, I'm not only going to do the task, I'm going to report back with more efficient ways to schedule the whole process. It's just how I think. I was born that way, and I suffered throughout my whole childhood. The way philosophers think is you come up and you present a problem. Then you contextualize it. Then you define your premises. Then you go about creating a valid strategy to solve the whole enchilada. Look at my YouTube. The strategy that I have deployed to become the next Hannah Gadsby. Dave Chappelle cross-dressed with Eddie Izzard. I spent the entire month of January apprenticing myself to Eddie Izzard while she was running 32 marathons in 31 days. Hours! I didn't get through every 6.5 hours. Especially early on, I didn't quite realize what I was doing. But as the month progressed, I realized what I was doing. My stream of consciousness, again, is mine. But it is of the caliber of Ms. Eddie Izzard. I got the benefits of her wisdom of her whole career. So my street performing, I couldn't, it's COVID and I'm allergic to people, right? But I street performed in the comments on the YouTube videos of those marathons. Especially get the last day. I mean, Dawn French, Joanna Lumley, Ewan McGregor, George Clooney. I was threesoming with Eddie. I mean, nobody didn't know. But I had some, I had created some super fans in the comments. Go look. In my own way, this is just the thing. I'm just pivoting from all laughter into some laughter, but light bulbs. And light bulbs take more time, but not really. You're talking about 75 to 90 minutes for a streaming special. And I've got all of my repeats. I got all my categories of material. I got short bits. I got kicker in a pussy, Dave Chappelle, long bits. I could set up a punchline at the beginning and pay that off in a way you are not going to see coming. I have learned from the best. And unfortunately, I'm so skillful at it that it don't seem like anyone quite gets what I'm doing. So, I'm on an odyssey. If you have any access, even just tweeting Sarah Silverman about my stuff. Kathy Griffin. I hit both of them, but they just can't see my stuff. It's algorithmic abuse. This is what Deb is living through. Yes, I am full of all the suite of neurodiversity. I like it. But the fact is I am not diagnosable in any way, shape, or form. There's no help there for me. Let's see, my best friend on Whidbey spent her whole career as a therapist. I've talked to a very recently PhD defending, residency completing neuropsychiatrist. I'm perfectly fine. The reason adults in America want to suggest you are mentally ill because it lets them themselves off the hook. Why people keep asking if you're okay when they won't listen to the answer to the question complexly? So I am neurocomplex. I don't think that all of the mold dysfunction can be healed. I'm not going back to cubicle captivity, if it can be, because that is mental illness. Choosing indentured servitude. That's not how free humans choose to live their lives. But none of us are free in the land of the free. Because we've all been socialized and taught to obey plantation capitalism. And it doesn't matter which side of the whip you are on. That's the kind of truth you get from Dave Chappelle and me. Of course, it's better to be holding the whip, but holding the whip and employing it on another human, that poisons the soul. And the reason I ended up destitute at 52 is I could never, ever, whip the whip. I don't even know what the verb is to do that. It hurts me so much to think about what we're doing to each other. It hurts me how all of y'all have bullied me to get a job, while seeming to completely forget that it's been a decade of mold dysfunction I've lived through, and grief, and loneliness, and this, that, and the other thing. See, this is what you're not getting. If you are free and you are living a life, you're in your emotions, you're present to what arises. You can express this hurt and feel the joy of just simply, for the first time in your life, demanding people pay attention to you precisely as you are, and that they completely stop giving you advice to be somebody else. I am Deb Helfrich, #redheaded She-Hulk. And I will succeed, and I will alter this world. Now, whether there's only 3 other world evolvers in the world, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure when I get my Socratic monologues on, there's going to be a lineup round the corner of people who want to follow in my footsteps, who want to tell their truth, who need to, in order to move on and do the work in the world they were born to do. That's all this is about. Me making my own right livelihood. This is how difficult it is in the 2021 of the US of hypocrisy. I'm on my way to Yellow Springs. Gonna occupy Yellow Springs. I got a good complex. Not 30 seconds. But there's a page on my website, debhelfrich.squarespace.com/Dave. You want to be helpful? I want constructive criticism. Don't tell me not to be Deb. Don't tell me to be brief. What context, what container is obvious to me that would help somebody make sure they invest? It's a half hour. I got a 33-minute audio. 4-minute video. And then I write some text. To me, that sounds like a three-peat. This has been Deb Helfrich. #redheaded She-Hulk. I'm the founder of #wellbeing philosophy. I am the She-Socrates of the 2020s and a She-Sherlock of human health. I don't understand how anyone can hear these analogies and not be writing me an investment check. The She-Sherlock of human health. How do men do? They solve deaths. They focus all that intelligence on the dead people. How the She-Sherlock work is, I'm going to focus all the intelligence on keeping motherfuckers alive. Why is that not getting attention, investment, collaborators? I don't know. But I do. Because I spent 2 decades as a software consultant. I understand tech better. I understand the role that technology is playing in the self-extinction of our species better than anyone I'm surveying right now. I was just, in the Barnes and Nobles, and I'm looking at the new Mind, Body, Soul releases. I understand the arguments of all of it. This is why I'm special. I'm just integrative, holistic. I'm synthesizing. I understand all of what the experts are saying. But the experts aren't seeing the universal picture. And they're exploiting their own niche for their own right livelihood. This is the one I'm taking for humanity. Is I'm not going about the easy pathway to money. I am saying there's a lot more money at stake here, and there is a lot of human misery that I can avert, and there is a lot of human joy and potential I can catalyze. Help me simply get started. I'm exasperated with y'all. That's the truth. Dave Chappelle understand getting exasperated with y'all. Dave Chappelle understand getting forced. Once you show you could do some, he like, enough with this. The way the industry treated him after Chappelle's success. I'm like, enough with this after 2 fucking decades of software consulting. I ran y'all's payroll. I did it. I put my time in. That's why I can basically poof, $50 million from LinkedIn or Microsoft. My time as a HRIS software consultant. I can. And I went to them. Don't think I didn't. SVPs. One at LinkedIn and 2 at Microsoft. I tried to get to understand. Everyone is so in their niches that broadly applicable, this is what the future is. People can't see it. You're creative. If you want a new future, you have to create it. And we need one created mostly from scratch. I went on purpose. Brevity is not going to solve anything. This world is complex. Our body is so complex. And the reason I turned this on, let me tell you something. As complex as we believe our brain to be, I'm going to tell you, our nervous system ties the whole entity together. The nervous system is the invisible terrain that my body, mind, and soul, bioelectrical hypotheses integrate. That's the thing. When you are body, mind, and soul, you can't play these fucked up games in the U.S. of hypocrisy. It's been Deb Helfrich. #redheaded She-Hulk. All in my being exactly who I am state. I am tremendous, but I need some money. Some driving around money. About to go occupy Yellow Springs. It's May. It'll be May 14th when I arrive in style. And we'll see what occurs. We'll see if I can do the 360 of growing up in Tiki Torch, Ohio, and seeing if I can end the previous stage of my life and make this the day that I will come. The hashtag Redheaded She-Hulk. Harmony, y'all.